Calling all units, calling all units. Donut Shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.
All right. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Donut Shop Podcast.
First time in a long time.
Salute my brother. Bang, bang.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
I'm going to take a sip.
Soapy.
Yes, listen.
Love it.
Because you just watched his mug.
Yeah.
I got it.
If you don't know, now you know. We got Donut Shop Podcast mugs, and our guests get them, and you can get them too.
That's right.
On donutshoppodcast.com.
Boom.
Go on, get them. They'll ship out to you.
All right, so it's another episode. We had a little break, but we'll get into that, what transpired. But let's get into the introductions. What's up? It's Nick from Nick Off Duty. Got my boy.
And I'm Justin from Parts Unknown.
And with us is a very special guest, my boy Mario Ramil.
What's good,
What's
dude?
up, my
What's
brother?
up, officers?
Yeah.
I feel like an interrogation room right here, dude.
I don't
I'm
know, bro.
nervous.
It's like we come to you with the cases because I see what you got on there.
That's right, dude. I had to bring the swag, dude. I
see
bought
that.
it for fucking $100 almost. So.
Did you really?
Dude, I left the state, but then I have all this gear that I bought, like, because you could wear it on Fridays. You know, the fucking...
They don't make you turn it
I'm
in
sorry,
there.
can I curse?
Yeah.
Officers? Okay.
Well, listen.
I'm sorry, officer.
So we have the Avengers rules. If it flies in Avengers, we let it ride here. So,
Okay.
But you could be Deadpool.
Got it. Okay, all right, I like that. I'll be Deadpool.
Deadpool's coming over to Marvel Cinematic.
So yeah, so I got all this swag and shit. And I never get to wear it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what a perfect time to bring
Yes.
out the state attorney stuff.
Yes, and I saw that. I did a little bit of research. That's what we call
Oh, boy.
investigation.
Dude, they don't give this job to monkeys, bro.
No, because we've seen your videos.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Mario is a comedian.
Yeah.
He's an actor.
Okay.
And is a social media influencer.
Hate the term, but
You hate
okay,
it,
no,
right?
I'll take it.
It is. What's the other title?
Dude, I stopped at comedian.
That's it, right?
I think so. I think that
Comedian with a
encompasses...
fun social media.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, social media for me is marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The influencer thing, it's a very Kardashian term for me. You know what I'm saying?
you know what? I thought comedian for me. I didn't like saying comedian. I would say entertainer. And
That's
it kind
even more Johnny Carson of
You saw that? It gets everything involved because you do singing, right? You do some.
Yeah, but that's very broad. You could be a stripper.
That's true.
There's no
They
specifications.
do call themselves entertainers.
They do say you're porn.
I leave it to their imagination.
Yeah.
So let them figure it out.
No, I mean, I don't mind influencers. Just when it's said to generalize everything, I feel a little, I don't know,
Shorted?
weird. Yeah, I feel a little weird about it.
A lot of people watch your videos on social media. How does that sound?
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah.
So
Influential.
influential.
That's still no.
Even that's
Yeah, I
weird,
know, I
right?
know.
Like you're influential. That's basically what you're saying when you're an influencer.
so
But influencer is like one of those business card titles nowadays.
It
like
became
where,
that.
Like Good Morning America goes, we're going to bring on our influencer. And it's like one of these girls and she's got 7 lights, even though we have lights.
It's
But she's got like
so
all these
weird.
lights. And she's like, I'm going to talk to you guys about all the... and
That's
it's
the
like,
air. That's the time we're in, dude. You've seen news reports where they're like, "This tweet today got," and you're like, "They're fucking talking about a tweet,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like the president is tweeting. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the life we're in right now, dude."
But I think, and this is to tie it back into policey,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is that we got wind of that, and we're like, you know what? We don't need the media anymore because the media is going to say whatever they want to say. So let's tweet ourselves. Let's put out our own news.
No.
You know
I think
what mean?
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's your book.
Yes.
You know, back then you had to, it's going to be in the book.
Yeah.
You know, and that's your way of confirming whether things happen or not.
Yeah.
Now you just get your fat fingers and while you're
Boom.
taking a shit and just type,
Yeah.
no, I didn't say that. I'm sorry.
It's
This
typically
is not going to air.
It's
I'm
like you were
sorry.
there.
I'm
It's like you
sorry.
were in the
I'm
next
sorry.
stall listening.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
what you press send, and now you've cleared, or you've told people what the truth
published
is.
it.
Yeah.
So from the horse's mouth is what we like to call it.
Right.
Straight out of the horse's mouth.
Right.
So
Now you're gonna get horse the community, be like, just stop saying that. so fucking sensitive. No? All right, go ahead.
But that's we can cover this in the podcast. Being a comedian nowadays
Yeah.
is a little bit rough.
Yes.
It's a little bit rough.
So is being a police officer, I can imagine.
That's true too.
Yeah.
And how about a cop who's a comedian? How about that?
That's
How
a
about them
doozy. I'm
apples?
sure. You tell me, dude.
That's why I haven't done stand up in
Yeah,
a minute.
yeah.
So going back, your videos, I've seen a lot of your videos, and
Thank you.
We knew each other kind of, but not really. We knew I knew
Right.
this guy, you knew that guy,
Right.
but kind of in our own lanes, doing our own thing. And I said, you know what? I'm going to extend the olive branch because he has a podcast too. He didn't extend it. How about that, Justin?
you know,
he didn't say anything. He's not like, hey, you go on my podcast?
that's not true.
Come in my closet.
That's no, but absolutely. I mean, we got. I mean, things happen.
Yeah,
Like, I don't-
buddy, that's all, folks.
As an entertainer, you're also a tap dancer, I
Well,
guess.
that's right. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
anyways,
Yeah.
I did some research on you, bro, and I realized, and you brought it, even if you didn't bring the jacket, I was
Yeah.
going to mention that you worked with the state attorney's
I
office
did.
at some point in
Yes.
your career.
Many years.
What did you do?
Well, I first started as a runner,
Yes.
and
What is that?
that's basically a
Like a
transporter,
newsboy,
dude.
like, running
Yeah, I would just run around and slap me in the ass, and I just
Before emails were
I
something
would,
that you would run
yeah.
with?
This was pigeons and then me. No, dude, it's just I transport deposition notes or if I need. It was basically a daily thing. So if courthouse center I needed some shit stamped over there. I would run over there,
Yeah.
take it up, 25th floor, stamp it by certain times, come back to the courthouse, stamp it again, go back to my.
Yeah.
I was in misdemeanor division, so I would all the traffic stuff.
Yeah.
And then give it back to the secretaries. They'll file it. So I would do that on a daily basis, Monday through Friday.
So like
Yeah.
the male guy, but more athletic.
Pretty
and
much like the
faster.
male guy with some stamina.
Did you get, that was your first step on the
That was,
ladder?
that was the first thing
Did you
I
go to school?
did ever. Yeah.
For that?
No.
For
No.
were you-
No.
My question is, were you trying to be a lawyer?
Dude. So I had my daughter, right?
Yeah.
That was a bit of a, hey, we're having a kid.
Yes.
And at the time, I was working for the city of Hialeah. I was just doing kind of after school stuff. I was barely making a living, but it was like
Working
a
with
young
kids?
working with kids.
Me too.
You too? Dude, are we? We got the same. Am I gonna be a cop now?
Is this
Are you gonna be a comic and then I become a cop?
There, it could be.
We're
it
just
could-
gonna
It could happen.
scissor in life.
It will. I don't know if you want to use that
Nah,
terminology.
I'll use it. Somehow again.
Yeah.
Stop using.
Yeah.
So, you're like, dude. So basically, I was doing the after school program stuff, living at home, with my mom, and young 21-year-old, 20 years old, and.
Yeah.
And we me and my girl, we had a daughter, and it was one of those moments where you're like, all right, I kind of need to step up here a little bit, and so sure enough, she knew her aunt worked at the state, and she had told me there's a position, a very low level position,
Yeah.
basically in the mail room, and they said this whole runner thing, and so whatever, so I auditioned, I interviewed, and I got the position. Yeah. It was a big Olympic.
Was there a physical
Yeah.
fitness test?
Okay.
And so I got the position, dude. And then little by little, I started working my way up there until I got to the felony. I was in the moves. I was part of moves, just intake stuff. But basically, paralegal kind of, sort of.
So you got to look at cases and all that stuff.
Yeah, I got to look at cases.
Did it interest you at all?
I
Like, man,
thought-
maybe I can be a.
After, and you could attest to this, dude.
Yeah.
After a while of just being there, you start kind of almost convincing yourself, like, maybe this is what I was supposed to do. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
supposed to kind of, maybe I thought for a split second
Yeah.
to getting into law enforcement. I had some lawyer friends that, were real cool people, but you talk to them, and after a while, you're like, not the brightest.
Yes.
But somehow,
They know the system.
they know the system. They pass the test. They're
Yeah.
lawyers now. But you're like, maybe I could kind of, maybe I could do law. I don't know. There's a moment there. But what started happening to me is, because of my videos, I had a lot of people at the state, like, I'll walk by them, they're like, what the fuck? How it works here? Like, but I was very serious at the state.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yes.
it's very
Of course,
contradicting life.
What I was going to ask you before that is like, so you were at the state, you were doing videos. So what came first, videos or stand-up?
Music. Music came first,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
I was always effortlessly kind of quirky.
Yes.
But with some common sense. Like, I wasn't the class clown.
Yeah.
I was the guy that made the teacher laugh.
Yes.
That's how I fucking passed.
Same here.
So what was the question?
Yeah.
What
Officer,
came
I'm sorry.
first? What came first?
Oh, yeah.
Music.
So then music, and then I said, right around the time my daughter was born, comedy always interested me. Stand-up always interested me,
Yeah.
but it seemed like such a crazy It was almost
Like
like
how?
not even obtainable.
Yeah. Like how? How do I? How,
Like,
do
how
I
the fuck
get
do you
there?
even do that?
Yeah.
Like when you just tell jokes, someone sees you, and
Yeah.
I didn't know about open mics. I didn't know, I knew about open mics, but in terms of like you have a shitty poem and you go up and people, oh, that's great. It's fucking- I knew that's at
Sipping
my
coffee.
limited, slam poetry. But then I had a girlfriend in 8th grade tell me, look, there's this guy that kind of reminds me of you a little bit, and he's a stand-up comic. And
Who is it?
up to that time, I had only seen like George Lopez, Que Loco.
Yeah.
I knew about Richard Pryor. My mom was a fan of like Red Fox and Richard
Yeah.
Pryor, and so I knew about comics. But there wasn't at the time. There wasn't anybody I could like relate to, and so she puts on this comedy blend. I think it was, and it was Dane Cook, and he had the fucking tank top with the
Yes.
spiky hair, and he was doing all his animated stuff, and I'm like.
That was
Now people talk about Dane Cook, and it's a little bit of a different story. But you guys remember Dane Cook
those first
10, 15 years
What?
ago.
Who did Cisco compare me to? Do you remember?
Didn't he say Dane Cook? Yeah, he
said
said
Dane
Dane Cook.
Cook.
Is that Dane Cook?
That was it, bro.
Dane Cook
Dane Cook,
was Dane Cook
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago was. I mean, he broke barriers. You know what I'm saying? He was the first one to really hustle on social media.
Yes,
You know?
MySpace. He's-
MySpace.
There it is.
So
And then I
she.
just remember all the Comedy Central commercials where they actually did the cartoons of his
Yes, the
skits or
Hawaiian
everything.
Punch or whatever
yeah.
that went.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yeah, you broke my wall. What am I going to do with the wall now?
You got stuff in your big hole.
That was the
Your
first
big
time, and you
hole.
could relate. You know,
Yeah.
I was young. He was pretty young too,
Yeah.
and so you just related. And I hadn't until that point seen someone that I could relate that much to, and so that kind of sparked that interest. But it wasn't until I had my daughter that I'm like, there was almost like a sounds, it's almost like a moment of reflection. Like, all right, now that this chapter is going to begin, what am I going to change about my life to make
Yes.
it that much more that much better for her?
Yeah.
And there's almost a Disney Channel kind of moment where I'm like, I want to do something where I can later in life tell her, like, look, if I did this shit, even if I failed, whatever it is you want to do, like, go and get it too.
Yeah.
And so, dude, I had this moment of just panic. Like, here I am at the state. I'm having a daughter. I'm going to be a dad. I'm 22 now, 22, 23.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta. So I just looked up, how do you become a comic? I had my thoughts were scattered.
Yes.
And so I was like, I have to center my thoughts enough. What can I do to just focus? And I thought about the stage. At the stage, you can't have your mind going around. You have to objectively be funny. That's your objective, to be funny. And so you have to reroute your thoughts to that. And I'm like, all right, it's now or never. I called, I looked up how to be a comic. They said open mics. I said, really? I looked, it said Miami Improv.
Yeah.
Bringer show or Wednesday open mic, whatever. I called, and sure enough, the guy's like, they're so jaded by that shit. They're like, wait, you want to do comedy? I fucking sign up. And I'm like, that's it?
Yeah,
Like, that's
that's
it? I
it.
just go? He's like, yeah, what's your name?
Yeah.
Yeah, check the list. Bring 10 people. Click.
Yeah.
Am I a comic now? Like, did it just happen? I'm like, oh my God, I'm a comedian.
I gotta go on my Facebook and change my
Yeah,
profile.
yeah. Now I'm a public figure. Oh my God. So,
Where's my blue check? Do I get
So-
the blue check too, sir?
is this how you get verified? Thanks, Zug. So sure enough, dude, I went down to the Improv. It was a bringer show. I took, because in the beginning,
You never had any classes with Ramon?
I never had any classes.
Because Ramon does classes.
He does. Yeah. I've always felt like the best way to do it is just, learn how to swim is just get in there and
Yeah.
fucking paddle around and,
Yeah.
so either you drown or you get out of the
Sink
pool.
or swim, baby.
So I kind of just dove into it, dude. I cut the middleman. I didn't want to learn, all the techniques. And I just
Yeah.
always felt like that's going to cut into who I was really going to be.
Yeah.
And dogging anybody that does it. I mean, if you have that interest, I mean, it's like going to school, any way you could get it. I was just so ready to just get on that fucking stage and try it.
Yeah.
And what fucked me is that a lot of comics you hear talk about their first time and they're like, oh, I bombed. I didn't go back on to like a year later. And then
Yeah.
I did well
Yeah.
the first night. I had like 80 people there. So they were all, whatever I
Yeah,
said, they were
made a
laughing.
difference.
Yeah.
But
Still.
the first time I did good enough where I was like, oh shit, maybe,
Yeah.
Second time I won a contest
Yeah.
at the Fort Lauderdale Improv. Third time I'm at Magic City, and I bombed so hard. I turned from a comic to a magician, and I just got I got off stage so fast.
Humble sauce, baby.
They're like, Did he?
It's like-
Was he part of?
We
Like,
can't
was he a
even give him a
comic?
pity.
He
Yeah,
just
and
disappeared.
What show was that? Was that the
It was-
contest one?
It was a contest.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is
Who
that
won that one? Do you remember?
maybe Ramon, I don't know, somebody,
Yeah.
one of the more experienced.
Yeah.
But I went out there, and again, I was just going with whatever was available, and
Yeah.
that was the next thing they said.
Yeah.
There's this
Contest.
contest
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
I said, all right, do it, whatever.
Yeah.
Magic City Casino. What's crazy about that is that it's not a room, it's not a theater, it's a auditorium.
Yeah.
Like when you suck and your joke bombs, it echoes.
I was about to say, it echoes
and it hits
through
an
the
old
whole
lady
thing.
gambling.
Yeah.
Goddamn, it sucked.
You hear the joke reverberating
it
back
comes
to you
back
like,
to you.
damn, I suck.
You hear your ass. That was a bad joke. I get it now. And there's no audience. It's
Yeah.
like 4 judges, and then the rest of the comics that don't give a shit about you.
Oh wow.
Maybe 1 or 2 you got cool with, but the rest are just like, hurry up so I can do my 3 minutes.
So an insight to people that don't know, open mics, like little hole in the walls, are usually a room of all comics. And I expect to tank. I'm like, because people are, like you said, jaded.
Yeah.
This guy's not funny.
Yeah.
I'm funnier than him.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about comics that, like, I like to bring people up where comics have that thing where they're just like, he's not funny, but you're just working on your stuff.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, because it could be cliquey, it could be, envious. It's just like with everything. You
Egos,
excel,
yeah.
ego. You get the laughs, and maybe they don't even know they're doing it. Maybe, I've done it where I'm like, fuck, it wasn't that great. But you're like, it wasn't not great, or were you just kind of like a little envious of it?
Yeah.
But I've caught myself, I believe. I don't dog anyone. They ask me in interviews all the time about other influencers or comics or this and that, and my belief is there's enough in this. And you guys know, as podcasters, you don't have to shit on anybody doing it.
Nope.
There's enough in this for all of us.
Yeah.
All of us. And
Yeah.
if you have an audience doing whatever it is you do, whether you put fucking Tabasco in your eyes and fart on powder out of your ass and you
Yeah.
have 100 million followers, that's you, dude.
That's my second channel, by
That's
the way.
Is that? Well, that's why I brought it up. Congratulations.
Unwrap toys.
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
talk about toys and make $1 billion.
How do you hate on that? There's a kid that unwraps toys or plays with toys, and he makes $1 million a week or some shit.
Envious.
They figured it out. They figured it out.
And this can be a whole conversation. Maybe we'll get into in the second segment.
break,
Is that back at least when I started, I don't know, 2003. I don't know, whatever. There was the only way to make it was those improv and doing those shows and winning that contest, and then the improv would make you. Then
Right.
you start doing the circuit.
Yeah.
The South Florida circuit, then go to Orlando and do different improvs. But now you have social media, and you are your own. Dream of mine. Always wanted to be on SNL. Not now. Not these days.
The dream changed, or the content changed?
I don't like SNL now.
Okay.
I think what's his name? Welcome to the Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Man, take your order. Keenan or Kel. One of the Keenan Thompson. Keenan Thompson. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Some of the guests they bring on, funny, but I just. It's not my style anymore. I don't know.
I gotta be honest with you. I've never really. If it wasn't for the era, there's eras.
Yes.
Obviously, that's probably when you fell in love with it.
Yes. Will Ferrell.
The Will Ferrell. Even before that,
Chris Rock.
Chevy Chase,
Farley
Farley,
Chase, yes.
Spade. So
Yes, Spade. Yes.
there's eras for SNL. But
Sandler, sorry.
when I was coming up, it was around that era.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned very scripted.
Yes.
Before, they would just kind of go off,
Improv. Almost
improv.
a little
They'll
bit.
break character.
Jimmy Fallon would always crack up.
Right. Yeah, he was known for that.
hilarious,
But now I see it, and it's like it's very scripted. Like I just saw Jim Carrey do Biden.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, but it was so scripted.
Yeah.
And it was so like, if he would have gone off the head,
Yeah.
it would have been amazing. Or at least have some bulletin points where he could kind of. But it was so scripted that it was kind of awkward, and he was beautifully done.
Yes.
I don't know. It lost
There's
its
so many times now that you just catch even the guest, and they're just like, the camera's here, and they're just sitting there reading the cue
Yeah,
card,
yeah,
doing the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing, and it's like,
Yeah, it's very
You
dry.
ever seen
Very.
Jim Carrey do stand up?
It just ever?
Like, no, I'm talking about on like look him up online. Hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Jim
no. Have I
Carrey
seen him
plays-
do stand up? Yeah.
And when he was wearing that multicolored
The
shirt,
green, the yellow, pink, and
he said he did something where he raised his arm above his head and he did this thing and he's like, I promise you that's going to be the last of my physical comedy. And then immediately after, throws himself down to
Yeah.
the floor. Hilarious. I'm like, that's hilarious.
that was his thing.
That was hilarious.
Always been very physical.
Oh my God. But we'll get back to it. I want to talk about how social media is now a new route, I guess. You can make your own, and we'll talk about the ins and outs of comedy shows, but how you can use social media to now get to where there was only one ladder and now there's multiple ladders to get to that rung when we come back from this
right
break. All right.
Hey guys, are you hungry? Come to Big Slick's Deli, home of the world famous Rugama cookies. Big Slick's Deli is located at 15455 West Dixie Highway in North Miami Beach. Place your orders on Uber Eats or Grubhub.
And we're back from that commercial. Don't forget to buy our mugs.
Is that it? Are we live? Okay, all right, perfect.
We're live, so we come back. The mugs.
There you go.
He's
It
taking
makes
a
everything
sip.
taste better.
How much is a mug?
They're $15, and then
That's doable.
Yeah,
then there's shipping involved.
Yeah, $38 for shipping. No, I'm just
God
kidding.
damn.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
You know how it
Does
is.
it come with a donut or?
We have stickers.
It'll come with a sticker.
All right,
a
all right,
donut,
there you go.
shop sticker.
There you go.
podcast stickers that you
like
said
that.
it, but you
I
get
like
it for free.
Thank you very much, sir.
We're just gonna turn yours.
Oh my bad. And turn it a
So
little bit.
everyone
There you
can
go.
see the.
There
Product
you go.
placement.
The thumbnail.
we didn't have enough money to get it on the other side. So, we
So one
just-
side. That's good enough.
It's that first,
Just
it's that
position
first
the
run.
If you
Yeah,
could
it's
just,
good enough.
If you could just drink it like this,
Yeah, I
that'd be
got you.
great.
On this side, forget this. Yeah, I got it.
All right. So, anyways, we're going back.
Don't burn your hands. Don't.
I got you.
You won't. You won't. It's a very thick,
Yeah.
durable ceramic.
Speaking of burn your hands, you guys have to have a little fucking
Cafecito.
coffee
You
stand.
want
thing
coffee?
there.
I got coffee. I got a Breville. I got the good stuff, not the cafeteria.
Are we gonna have to go to another commercial break? Yeah, I would love coffee.
I got you on.
Okay,
I got you on
okay.
the
Next-
break.
next
I got
break.
you on the-
Está bien, está bien, está bien.
We'll make this portion quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, you put these donuts right here, dude. Vengo con hambre.
Okay.
Go ahead. No,
we
no,
got-
I'm kidding.
Did you order food?
Yeah,
No,
it's-
no,
I
no,
ate
no.
half of it already.
Oh
We're
my
good. We're good. We're good. We're
We'll
good.
order
Go
quick.
ahead.
I shoved it down while you guys
Go
were
ahead.
talking.
Go ahead.
Broward, bro. It's hard to find
No, I know.
windows.
I know. Go ahead.
You know how it is. All right. So going back.
Yes.
And I'm trying to make some kind of format out of this show. I just was like, yeah, let's bring Martin around. We'll talk about
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll talk some shit. It's okay. What do you think about abortions? Go ahead. Let's not break it up here. Yeah.
Oh well. Here we go.
Yeah, no. Something easier. Immigration. All right.
It's a symbol.
Make it easier immigration.
I'm kidding.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Okay.
Go
Here
ahead.
we go. Let me
Yeah.
take a sip of this
Go ahead.
coffee.
So social media. You said before the break, social
Right.
media and using it.
So
as-
to go back.
Yeah.
I don't know, let's just go back 10 years. So MySpace, I guess that's 10 years now. 15.
Not really. Dude.
Whatever, bro.
Facebook was 10 years ago.
Let's go
Yeah,
back.
MySpace.
Let's go back.
That's how fucking old we
MySpace
are.
was like
Yeah.
15.
Go
years.
back like 20 years,
Let's
15
go,
years.
Let's go back.
Okay.
All right. You needed these comedy clubs in order to make it into onto a comedy show, to have your own night. You needed the comedy club. Why? Because you needed people to see you, and there was a way you worked it out. You did open mics. People would say, "Oh, that guy's funny," but they don't know where to find you. Give me your email and I'll email you or whatever. Like, they don't know where to find you. The only way you would get up on that headboard is if the comedy business put you up, the improv or whoever put you up there. So little by little, you had to tend to the owners. You had to like, I'm good, and kill, and then they would have you they'll give you the blessing, right?
Yeah, there's a hierarchy.
Yeah, but let's fast forward. Not to put that down because that still exists. It still exists. But not to put that
Yeah,
down.
don't kill my show on this Wednesday. I haven't done the show yet. Yeah.
But now social media is around,
Yes.
right? And you started. When did you start doing videos? When did you start putting up videos?
Right around the time I started comedy, so maybe seven years ago.
So let me ask you a question. And before we get to why you did the videos,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you find it now easier?
Very copy the way you said that. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a
Where were
question.
you?
And I know you're drunk. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question,
Yeah.
state attorney.
Go ahead.
Runner.
Yeah. Hey.
Where were no? So is it easier now to talk to these people? Because before, Mario Ramil, who did the turkey show,
Yes.
right? You won the turkey show, and if you win, you get the turkey, and you get to open as a host, but you weren't known.
Right.
Nobody knew you.
Right.
You didn't have a social media following. You couldn't put butts in the seats. You're not going to host.
Right.
Is it now easier to talk to people having an audience on social media?
Well, I don't think anything's easy when it comes to getting yourself out there. Like, you still, to a degree, like we were talking before we started, you still have to be consistent.
Yeah.
You still have to be creative. I think now more than ever, people say, all you have to do is, prank somebody and you get the million.
True.
You still, to a degree, you still have to have, you still have to be creative. There's so much static.
Yeah.
That you still have to be unique enough to stand out.
Yeah.
I just think that's what it was for me. I loved acting. I loved movies. So when I did sketches, I loved the Chappelle Show.
Yeah,
I loved Steve Martin. I loved Chaplin. Richard Pryor. I mean, Lucille Ball. I grew up with these very
Characters.
these characters that were so well developed and changed the world, really, that when I got into starting to do sketches, I was like, that's the approach I got to take. I'm not just going to be a Cuban doctor and just say a bunch of like stereotypical Cuban shit. Yeah. I'm going to be an actual doctor and handle it the way my doctor handled me when I would go and say, oh, I'm having anxiety or whatever, and it took off that way.
Yeah.
People saw that was more than just a character. That really looked like a person.
Yeah. They could relate that. I know somebody who's like that when they do the Flintstones.
Right, and they
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're like, why did you? So
Matter
gross.
of
Why are
fact,
you cleaning? Yeah.
My wife's first gyno was like that. Guy wouldn't wear gloves. He's like exactly like that.
Super
We're gonna
weird
go that
thing.
direction.
Yeah,
wouldn't wear gloves. Okay,
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about.
You know how much it bothered him because it's still my wife's first gyno. We had to change gynos because.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He ended up. He was gone. And he no. Get this person to call. It's no problem. He had somebody come in lieu of
What
him.
a weird
He was
moment,
there
dude.
the entire time when she was pregnant. Okay, I'm gonna say. Let me put it out there that she was pregnant. Okay,
Yeah.
It wasn't like he would just show up no gloves. The guy was like, "Hey, is this guy gonna wear gloves?"
Like Dr. Nick from The Simpsons or whatever.
Yeah.
Is this guy gonna wear gloves?
Yeah.
And he said that he did this thing where he can turn the baby, right? He can do this and he can turn the baby. He did every like mannerism. The thing was the mannerisms.
Yeah.
The
Very
mannerisms,
expressive.
the knocking and everything.
Very physical.
Yeah, and he was that. So when I see the Cuban doctor,
Yeah.
I'm rolling because I'm like, that's the way that your gynecologist was.
Well, that was. I've never heard that one, but damn.
I'm just telling you what
but
it
no.
was.
But that's
now your doctor has a specialty that you can really
the
work.
gyno. Yeah.
Well, he said he could turn the baby from the outside, obviously, with his hands like this. And I had to do this thing with the baby. I did it one time. And he did this whole thing with he could turn the baby on his own. He didn't need anything.
So you obviously changed after you got this explanation, right?
My wife's Cuban, from Cuba.
Oh.
She's like, he can
So
do
she felt at home.
it. He can do
Yeah.
it. He can do it. And I was like, babe, I don't feel comfortable.
I believe him.
It is,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It is what it is. She's
Yeah.
like, I seen more.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people had their own. It's like a song. You hear it, and people have their own interpretation of it or whatever. A lot of people with a lot of my characters always, it's either they know either a family member or they had a doctor like that or a family friend acts like that.
Yeah.
So that became my thing. I think a lot of people started relating to my content, and in turn, they felt like they knew me.
Yeah.
So they felt comfortable with me just being me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what little by little started growing my following. But what I quickly realized, and having had a mother that was, into the arts, what we used to talk about, and not because of me, it's just the way she used to see things is like, damn, Urkel. You know what I'm saying? Damn, he's forever now Urkel.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like he can't get out of that role.
Carlton.
And out Carlton, Lucy, just certain characters that people come up with that are just forever that character.
Pee Wee Herman.
And Pee Wee Herman, dude, he's like 80, still writing by, and
Hilarious, by the way. Have you ever seen him do stand up?
No, I haven't.
Watch his
He's
HBO
good?
special. He has adult jokes with the kiddies. Hilarious. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain characters just always forever stay stuck in time like that. And when I started getting popular or even getting called up on stage as the Cuban doctor, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be it's gonna be one of those things where even locally, not that it became which it kind of did. I mean, a lot of people from everywhere started writing to me, but I was like, I don't want to be locally known as the Cuban doctor.
Yeah.
Because you could ride that for only so long. I mean, you know, it's just, I know I could offer more. I know I could do more. And so what kind of started happening was people felt like I fell off a little. You know, people that really didn't appreciate the development of what I was doing were like, yeah, that's cute, dude, but clear your throat and say some nasty shit, or, you know, be a doctor again.
Yeah.
And I took a hit with that, you know, because people that signed up for the doctor wanted to see the doctor every time I came out.
Andy Kaufman. You ever seen?
Of course.
You've seen The Man on the Moon when he's doing it.
Yeah.
And they're telling him to do the other thing, and he starts reading Shakespeare.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
I started throwing curveballs, and then I did you know, some baseball dads, because I knew some dads that wanted their, as kids, and his kids sucked.
Yeah.
But it was just, you know, he wanted to be in the Marlins, you know, growing up, or in the Yankees or whatever. So I started making fun of that, and then a weatherman, and then I started doing these characters, and though they were still Miami-esque, if you will, they were different.
Yeah.
And then eventually, when I was like, you know, you evolve. You know, you feel a moment where you're like, I gotta switch it up. You know, then I started rapping and I started making music and I created a character, and then I started doing voiceovers. When I felt like I hit somewhere, I started doing voiceovers, and that took off. And so I've always felt like the people that really do follow me, what was one of the coolest things for me was in the beginning when people would see me out in the streets or whatever, would be like, oh, it's the Cuban doctor, right? Now they go, hey, that's Mario Ramil. That's the comedian.
Yeah.
And that I feel is, I took the hit early on, but now, like you're talking about Facebook, I have 160,000, whatever. I could have maybe had more if I would have stuck to it, but the people that do follow me are with me when I do rap or make music or whatever, because they see the artist, and I hate the term, but the artist behind all the gimmicks and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? They see like, oh, this guy's an actual comic. He's an actual creative, you know? He's not just doing the gimmicks to get the likes and the views, you know?
Or
at least I hope they
to relate to that was the Running Man challenge at the PD, and I still hey, the guy that did the
I'm sure.
And it's like, but then you get the people that are like, yo, Nick from the vlog. Nick, what's up, man? How's it going, bro? So it's like, in the beginning was obviously, I can't get behind, and it's not a negative thing. You go viral and people notice you and they're like, hey, and then you use it to your advantage when you're at the register about to pay for food. You don't remember from the...
there's a moment where it starts falling off a little bit that you're like, nobody gives a shit anymore. Like, hey, remember
the Running Man?
Need me to fucking break dance here to get this donut real quick?
I'm in the middle of the burger shop doing windmills. Like, you just telling me you don't remember?
By the way, do you guys get free donuts?
No.
No, that's a myth.
You don't get free anything.
Only on Free Donut Day, when everyone is allowed to
we
get
don't
free
get
donuts.
gratuities.
Oh, so it's not even, you don't even have a day yourself. It's just a general.
We're not allowed to accept gratuities as police officers.
Do you always feel? Do you feel like weird when you go to a donut shop?
No.
Is there
Yes.
ever a moment? You know what I'm saying? Is there a moment?
I said no. I
Like
said no.
eating a banana, making eye contact type of thing?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel that way going to a donut shop?
No, you're just waiting for the joke. You just wait for it. It's
You
coming.
know they're looking.
Like it's coming.
Yeah.
Somebody's coming with it.
You already have it in your, when you walk in, you're looking at everybody, you're like, somebody's saying,
I want a donut. Sure.
Yeah, who gets it?
I'm a cop at a donut shop, I get it, everybody. And then you go and order your dozen donuts.
Your delicious donut. Yeah.
Assorted.
By the way, I'm here for the coffee, I swear.
Yeah.
This is for the sergeant, asshole. Not me. I don't like donuts.
The community meeting. I'm going to the community meeting.
Yeah.
To go back to your banana thing, I always break the banana. I learned at playing baseball in college, you have to break the banana.
That's a
break
a
the
little.
banana.
Get the phallic.
You break the banana in half, and then you're just like, no.
Or you just eat it at whole and impress the whole team, dude.
Just
Fucking
later.
yeah. I saw this thing on Facebook where they made people come up with the dumbest. It's like a blocker that you could put on the banana, and it blocks you from eating it. So no one's
Banana, hot dog, anything in that shape.
Yeah.
So to go back to the myth is that back in the day there was no Denny's 24, maybe like a diner here and there, but the things that were open was donut shops. Back in the
Is that where it comes from?
Back in the day. So cops, if you're working midnight shift, where are you gonna go get your coffee and snack? You gotta go to the donut.
Or they're baking. It's a bakery, and so they bake donuts. They bake it all overnight, so it's fresh in the morning for the breakfast stuff. So like You're there. The employees are there. You're vulnerable because it's
Yeah.
nighttime. Everybody's
Vulnerable.
so hey, let's bring the cops in, give them some donuts and some coffee,
feel like-
and then we've got security.
I feel like that's the first thing your chief tells you in orientation. Let's get this fucking donut thing out of the way, right?
No, we had to do
Got the
research.
history
So-
of donuts.
So
It's our
now,
first episode.
Really?
yeah, we had to bust the myth.
You got that out of the way.
So now I'm in there, right? I'm in there. I'm working night shift. I'm in there just chilling, eating my donut because there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
So everyone comes in like, oh, these cops like donuts, bro. Every time I come here, cop in here. You know what I mean? So then the word gets around, hey, did you hear? Cops like donuts because that's
Oh.
the way they used to talk back
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.
They had the little word. Hey,
The
did you hear?
transatlantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cops like donuts.
Send it out.
Yeah.
Cops are donut lovers.
So that's where
Yeah.
the whole myth came that, cops love donuts.
You
Do we
should-
like donuts? Who doesn't?
You should all just get together and be like, look, for a year, we're just gonna go to like Chinese restaurants
Yeah.
and just throw off the whole
Yeah.
fucking thing.
Did
dude.
you hear? Cops like
Rewrite it.
Chinese
You
food.
seen that shit? There's
just
something
eat
with
pork
noodles
buns.
and cops.
Yeah, noodles and cops.
Yeah.
Must be the fortune cookies.
Throw them off.
All right, so
Yes.
let's take a break.
What's up, everybody? Hey, it's Justin. Wanted to thank you. You guys have been huge. Blackout Coffee let us know that you've been killing it over there on our website. Thank you very much. They've even offered a new code for us. It's DSP20. That's going to get you 20% off your order. So DSP20 is going to grab you 20% your re-up of your coffee now that you're probably finished with that first bag. So go over to our website, donutshoppodcast.com, or hit up blackoutcoffee.com to get your 20% off with DSP20. Thanks. Now back to the show. Hey, come here. Come here. No, bring it in real close. I got something for you. Did you subscribe yet? Right down there. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification because you got to know when we're going to give you a show. Do it. Go now. Go now. I'm waiting. Come on. Right there. All right, back to the show.
And we're back. Welcome, Mario, to the interview and interrogation. Suits my echo.
That was good.
Yeah, we had coffee on the break.
We did.
Delicious coffee by my wife.
Thank you very much.
My wife.
Thank you.
Very.
This portion,
Yes.
we polled the audience. On Nick off duty, we asked, hey, you got any questions for Mario or whoever's sitting in that chair?
Yes.
So I wear the intimidating hat. Are you intimidated? Little bit.
A little, yeah, maybe if you're shirtless, I think would be a
Okay,
little more
okay.
intimidating.
A little more intimidating.
Yeah.
Next time.
Got
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Noting it down.
Yeah, wear
All right.
boots.
So had a couple questions. Google's going off in the background.
Is that what it was?
Google's going off in the
Okay,
back.
all right.
So I had a couple questions from the audience. We're going to give some shout outs. And then we're going to do another episode. In this episode,
People actually wrote?
Yeah.
Sometimes you write shit and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
People write,
No, you
man.
got a fan base. Let's do this.
People write. So then we're going to do another
of it.
segment
Segment.
in the segment.
Let's do it. What about the...
Boom. Ready?
So this is a rapid...
Rapid, long, short, however long you
Okay,
want to
okay,
go,
okay.
you do it. Ready?
Let's do it.
At FFSAAVE. Save. Save.
Save. Okay.
I think he's a firefighter. I don't
Okay.
know. He could have been a guest on our show named Alex, who had a twin brother who was a firefighter. Could be him or not. I don't know if he wants his handle out there, but if it is him, my boy Alex.
No picture there. It's just like a flag.
I
or
know
something?
exactly who it is.
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
trying to
perfect.
know.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
Anonymous.
Ready?
Okay.
Cops or firefighters? Go.
Cops or firefighters?
Go.
In what capacity? What? It's just cops or firefighters? Firefighters.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Cops or firefighters?
Yes.
Here, I'm going to give you two. You can only pick one. Cops or firefighters? Go. Do it.
Jesus.
Do it. This is a true political.
What a way to like break up the audience here.
Cops or firefighters? Do it. Do it.
How about a cop that used to be a firefighter?
This guy's a politician.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when you
Like
run
someone that had a, and now he's a cop,
You're
but he
good.
understands how to put out
You-
fires. You know what I'm saying? There you
You're
go.
good, you.
Police
2020.
officer with a fire extinguisher.
There you go. There you go, dude.
He's a tap dancer, bro. The guy's a
Ultimately
tap
safe.
dancer.
Or a SWAT medic.
He's good.
Yeah, dude. Why not?
Remember, I have a predominantly law enforcement.
Right. So a cop.
thing.
Cop.
So
Yeah.
he said
Well,
cop.
look, he was a firefighter first, and then he became a cop.
Became a cop. So
Yeah,
at the end,
yeah.
he's a cop. So whatever. No, but these questions come from again predominantly law enforcement people. But 1102 Zachman 1102 Zachman says, "What makes you famous as a comedian?" This I'll read them verbatim, baby.
Yeah.
So I think we're saying
I clearly don't know the fucker.
I guess let me reword him. But shout out to 1102 Zachman for taking the time to write in a question for you. He says, at what point?
Who are you? Why are you on there?
At what point do you be like, yeah, people know me? You know what I mean?
At what point?
Yeah, like, hey, people know me. Hey, there's Mario, not the Cuban doctor. I guess you can say that. I'm helping you out.
At what point? I think a few. Well, the Cuban doctor obviously did.
Selling out. At the Improv.
I think the doctor put me on.
Yeah.
And then, just maybe a few years ago, after the comedy, after the music stuff, and now people are. I get recognized more as Mario Ramil. Yeah. So I mean, I think this what makes me popular as a comedian. I think is my sketches, the sketches that have kind of gone, pretty far in the social media world.
I'll take it. It's a very vague question, but thank you.
I don't know where the fuck. Yeah, okay,
Tuned
perfect.
it right in.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna ask. There's only 3. I'm just gonna ask the last one. Then you can go into the new segment,
Go ahead.
policing the internet.
Oh.
First guest ever to be doing
I'm
that.
excited, dude.
All right. Sergeant, I told you.
Oh, boy.
Sergeant _Ross _1M87.
Are they impersonating a sergeant, or they might be a real? Okay,
Could be. A lot of
Could
these
be a
guys.
video game sergeant.
that's true. Call of Duty.
A lot of them play LSFPDR. I'm gonna get shit in the comments. It's Grand Theft Auto, but they have patches and they make their own game where they're police officers, and they have hackers that make police cars that are legit. So I show off a police car. They'll make it,
Shit.
and they'll put it in the game. LS.
How many
FPDR.
security guards live out their life in that?
Oh, wow.
But it's a big deal. It's a big deal on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
internet, bro. Shout out to my
There's
LSFP.
a soccer
guys.
game, PES, that's kind of like that, where you can design all the uniforms and you can create an entire league on
Yeah.
your own. Like, you don't have to abide
Can
by
you
it.
unlock your virginity while you're doing this too on the game, or how's that?
They also might be police.
Oh, no,
explorers,
okay, go ahead.
explorers.
Go ahead.
That are sergeants in rank.
Okay,
So,
okay,
Shout out to Ross 187.
That's cool.
Not pulling any punches. Here we
Yeah.
go. But he has a good question. He a model?
He a model?
Because I posted a picture of you like I'm gonna be performing.
Oh,
at this,
dude.
He a model? Question mark?
No, dude. To be honest with you, I haven't had a headshot in such a long time because I don't know how to like. How do you just fuck? Like, what am I, a realtor? Like,
Yeah.
what
You gotta do that fake
position are
stuff.
you in? You got to do. So yeah, maybe in some I come out kind of cute.
Yeah.
But and then people obviously, oh, you trying to model? It's like,
Yeah.
nah, dude. I put on a suit. Like, you gotta.
What do I do with these hands?
I don't know. Yeah, sometimes you've taken fucking headshots, I'm sure, for your police stuff or whatever, and it's like, what do I wink? Do I smile? Am I serious? Do I wink?
I sent. It looked like the you put your hands on the knees, you have your legs
Yeah,
close
yeah,
together,
yeah.
and you look up to this. I sent that picture to conferences, like, hey, we need a headshot of you so we can put you in our website
Yeah.
as presenter.
Yeah.
And on this, and they're like, I had the black background, looked like a high school thing, in uniform like this.
Yeah.
And as a joke, but they run it, bro. They run it anyway.
they use?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I always was like, what is?
Try to.
How do you make a headshot? Like, you always do the little with a microphone.
Yeah, because then there's the like obligatory like I'm gonna try to be funny in this headshot thing, and it just comes out cheesy.
Yeah.
You end up looking like a douchebag.
Push over the comedy thing to show that you're a comedian.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little bit of a cheesy smile. Or
It
something
becomes
like that,
cheesy,
yeah.
and I'll fucking sit on the couch and look kind of cool, and hopefully that
I
The picture's a little. It's close. It's close to the Kramer. Is it like the
Mine?
Kramer on the Kramer on the couch? You know?
Yeah,
You got the flow
Yeah, I got the hair, I got
That's
the hair.
thing is, like, I'm seeing you with the beanie on.
Yeah.
But you got the flow.
I got the hair there,
So
yeah.
it's good. Oh, what
Yeah,
did you
thank
do
you very
with the
much.
camera?
I kicked it when the Google was playing in the
Something started
background.
jamming
No,
out,
it was
yeah.
playing, and I was like, I gotta stop it. I didn't mean to
jammy
interrupt
jams.
you, but to go back to the headshot thing, I was like, it'd be a cool headshot if and this was like, because you got the serious, the serious.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be known as the everybody,
Yeah, the goof.
Yeah. So you had the goof, and then it's transparent like a ghost into another portion of you that's maybe doing something funny, and then at the end, and then another ghost, and then it's you like just looking normal. So like goofy, another jokey face, and then
The,
normal.
the different phases
like,
of
like a
yeah,
ghost,
yeah.
like a
I'm
thing.
schizophrenic.
Think about
Yeah.
that.
I like it.
Think about
Yeah.
it.
Schizophrenic.
You could
Like
use
the-
it. I don't think I'm gonna do stand up anymore, but you could use it.
Dude, do open for me, dude. Come on Wednesday, do a little like 2 minutes, bro.
Hey, everybody, remember me from the?
Yeah.
We'll do it another day. I'm gonna do another Heroes Night. I'm lining up some people. Got some good people
Yeah.
that want to do it, and they're also first responders. So
And have their own.
they're not comics per se, but what I used to do in Heroes Night is I used to do comic, first responder, comic, first responder.
Right, so you keep it.
One guy might not be as funny, but you're gonna get a good show towards the end. And I got a DJ spinning and everything.
Got you.
Ben was my DJ.
Ben was DJing too.
Ben's
Dude,
really
he
good,
does
bro.
everything, bro.
He's really good DJ.
Shout out to Ben.
Miss my boy. So,
Yes.
with that being said, 3 questions.
Oh shit.
Congratulations, you survived.
Well, thank you, man. Those are great questions. Thank you for those. Who is he? Does he think he's a model? And what was the other one?
There was,
Do you like cops or firefighters?
Do you like cops or fire?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm dealing with, man. It's
No,
my
I love
audience,
it.
bro.
I love it. Thank you for the question.
Shout out to the audience
Yeah.
at the donut shop. So now I got a new segment that I want to introduce into the podcast.
Perfect.
We're like, man, this would be cool if we showed a couple quick clips of videos that are trending, that are happening now, and we just shoot the breeze and we talk about it. Have you seen this one?
And it looks very Florida to me.
Yes.
Some fucking viejo that probably got something stolen by a gator.
All right, so
Yeah, he definitely did.
In fact, to preface it, there's a guy with a cut sleeve shirt. Looks like a
Cable guy.
Caucasian gentleman. But you
Yeah.
can go ahead and
Perhaps on a golf course.
I'm saying it clean. You can.
I like how you say, looks like his sleeves are cut off, looks Caucasian.
He's on what seems to be a golf course, and
Or
he
an
is
embankment of a
he is
lake.
knees
Or their
deep.
backyard. You know, up north, if people have
It's true.
crazy amount
He
of.
is knees deep in
swamp,
the water.
kinda.
Wrestling a gator.
Oh,
And-
was that a little puppy?
That
Yep.
was a puppy.
So, okay, so I was right.
The actual
If we-
recording of this video should have started earlier.
Yeah.
He's deeper into the water off the bank of this bank, pulling up a gator. Like he must have jumped into the water
Yeah.
and the
Play it,
gator was
play it.
actually in the water. No, it only starts here though.
That's fine, but it's 40 seconds. You can play it as we're doing it.
God damn, let go of Donnie.
I saw this and I was like, "What?" So this guy's walking his dog. Backstory: he's walking his dog by the lake. Gator pops out and snatches the dog, pulls it into the water. Guy jumps into the water. Caucasian male jumps into the water.
Oh, there it is.
There he is. His face is in the water.
Dude, the guy is
Pulls out
shoulder
the
deep in the
gator.
water.
So
Gator and a dog. The gator looks like it's maybe like a 3-foot.
yeah,
gator.
he's lucky that shit's sort of a baby gator
It's
because
a full size.
that'd rip his dick off if it was a. So he doesn't let go of it like a puppy.
Yeah.
And now he's like psychologically abusing it, I guess. 'Cause he's just holding it and like, you see that, you bitch? Come around my lake. Okay.
He is making sure the gator look at me.
you
Remember, I did this to you.
Yeah, I did this to you.
Not
This
on my
was me.
watch. He want Bronx Tale Sunny on him.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
So this.
But I mean it's big. It's big. Small dogs and then gators in Florida, right there on the bank, and they see that. And
Have you
it's food,
seen
man.
some of these videos of these dinosaurs walking
Oh yeah, they show them all the
Holy
time.
have you,
moly.
on the
have
golf
you
courses.
heard of anything like that before?
of
A gator eating the dog?
I've heard of a Caucasian eating a gator.
You ever had gator tail?
Yeah. Well, no,
I've
I've
had
had gator bites.
Which
That's
is the gator tail.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that
It's
what they
fried
use?
and
Okay, yeah.
Very
yeah, little,
tender,
little
like
albondigas.
tendony. It tastes like tendons.
Yeah,
A little-
not my
it's a-
shit, but
Yeah, it's
That's rubbery.
To go into the matrix, it's protein.
You
It's
gotta
just-
try
it.
it.
Just tastes like protein.
yeah.
You know what they say?
but it's good.
It tastes like chicken. And then I say, well, then I'll eat chicken. I mean, what am I?
Yeah, right. Somebody, I forgot who it was that said, there's a comic that was like, you know what doesn't taste like chicken? Eggs. It's like everything tastes like chicken except fucking eggs. That's so weird.
So wait, to go back to that, you know that Florida, we're out of hand. The only place in the world, and you can quote me on this, in the world, I don't know why I go German, but that have alligators and crocodiles living together in the wild. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Not
then
even
and then
Australia.
and then go ahead and just the third evolution of it, just iguanas now are just
Iguanas are
taking over.
all over the
Ooh.
place.
Have you seen an iguana take a shit?
No.
Dude, they're big.
Have you ever seen an iguana shit?
No.
Nicholas?
No. No.
Dude, it shits like a human.
Yeah?
Like I was gonna pick up my daughter at school, and there's an iguana with the size of a Saint Bernard head, and it's running, and then it kind of stops, does like a push-up,
Yeah.
and just shits out the front.
Yeah.
Like the tail wiggles a little bit,
Yeah.
and it just, this massive moose shit. And
Oh
it's like,
my
it
God.
pisses at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just steams off.
It's a
And I
shit.
found myself just standing on the sidewalk like, look at this shit.
Yeah.
If I wasn't there, you would think a horse shit there.
Yeah.
It was an iguana.
It was an iguana.
It was very impressive, is what I'm saying.
No,
They're,
what's worse is if they do it from trees and it lands on you.
they're big.
They're
Huge.
warm-blooded. They're
Cold-blooded.
cold-blooded, so
Yeah.
they freeze
Oh.
and just fall off trees.
The funniest.
Isn't that crazy?
We had a freeze one night, and we're doing a building check on a school, and they were just all like laying.
Flopped over, yeah.
We did the whole perimeter of the school,
Yeah.
and they were all just laying on the ground.
If you
upside
you'll,
down,
like warm up and then run away.
yeah. Crazy thing. That same school, they had the sand lot for their playground or
Yeah.
whatever. They had to close it because the iguanas were laying eggs, and the kids are out there playing in the playground,
Yeah.
and just babies are coming up out of the sand, and they're like,
Florida, dude.
shut it down.
Life finds a way.
Awesome.
At this point, I think they're telling you could just like shoot them.
Good to go.
Yeah, you
just
can.
like
but
I'm
please-
not putting it
please
out there
wear
for
a yellow
legal
vest.
for
No,
legal purposes.
yeah.
I'm not putting that out there, but I heard rumors that it's good to go. Yeah, you
They're
just shoot
saying
'em.
it's an invasion. They say.
As long as it's humanely done.
per FWC.
You
It's-
bless
as
it.
long as you humanely put them down and don't make them suffer,
Yeah.
then you're good.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But also, if the cops pull up on you and you're running around with a rifle,
Yeah.
don't go. No, I'm just shooting.
I'm shooting iguanas,
and
dude.
Point it at the cops.
Say, yeah.
Also
Don't do
a
that.
bad idea.
So
Yeah,
this-
that could have been an iguana for
this-
all we know.
Hey, but
There's
I've
some
seen-
big ass iguanas,
huge,
dude.
bro, and they have those spikes. They look very intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
They look very prehistoric.
Yeah,
I feel
totally.
like you could really see
Yeah.
the dinosaur in these big ass iguanas.
And but they're herbivores. They eat grass. So
bugs.
going to this
Little
so,
fact for you.
So this guy jumps into the water, wrestles that, right? Same story, different area, Hollywood. It was a smaller in stature Asian lady. Her dog,
yeah.
her
Davey.
dog, and Davy. I apologize. Her dog gets eaten by an alligator.
Oh, shit.
She goes after the alligator. Only the alligator is about as big as this table, and eats her.
it eats her.
They open up the belly, they find the remains of the lady
Parts of her.
inside.
Yeah.
Inside. So that's legit. But now this lady's like, you know what? I'm gonna go after my dog. I think there's a threshold, maybe.
What a curveball there.
Is it
for,
threshold?
I think part of the other problem is sleevelessness. It would have
yeah.
really,
Yeah,
had she
yeah,
been
yeah.
sleeveless, she might have been okay.
Yeah, I think there's an element. I think
Poor lady.
he intimidated the alligator a little
So-
bit with the
Yeah.
with
But-
the sleevelessness.
But crocodiles, they're saltwater.
Yeah.
They like salty
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So people are salty. Gator.
So Asians have a high sodium.
I don't know
Is that
about
what you're saying?
No, that's
basically?
what I'm saying. That's how you're
what
putting words in my mouth.
I'm going to bring this video right
people,
down.
So people, so humans have salinity in their bodies.
Yeah.
They're salty.
Alligators will bite. They don't like the taste of salt. They're freshwater.
go.
They're like, nah, not really my thing. And then they let go. Crocodiles are like, delicious.
Yes, please.
So an alligator, let's just say you're
Yeah.
you're fishing with
Yeah.
your boy back there, an alligator comes out, bites you in the dick.
Yes.
What do you do?
Well,
What's the procedure they tell you to do if you get
in where?
Actual-
it just bites your lower torso, the bottom part.
What's the procedure? I
Yeah,
don't know. I'll
you
go for
drop
the eyes.
roll. Do
Go
you
for
hit the eyes? Okay,
Because they're
go.
gonna go for a death roll.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going
Like,
for a death roll.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going for a death roll. So I would go eyes because
Do you confuse them and fondle them a little bit on the way
I
down?
don't know. I don't know. That's illegal actually in some.
How do you?
I go for the eyes. I go for the eyes right here because I'm assuming this is where the eyes are. Bam, thumbs into the eyes as hard as I can and hope they let go.
Isn't that what they tell you? What do they tell you for sharks? Punch them in the gills or the eyes? It's the
Devils,
eyes.
I think.
I don't think anyone's ever
Flipper
told me
used
anything.
to go for the gills on that TV
That's
show.
what it is. Yeah.
Never heard of. Where
Well,
do you
here we
go?
go,
Where do
dude.
you-
We're saving your life just in case you ever get.
Where do you
We're
go
gonna have to get an FWC guy on here to
really
talk
confirm
about
these things.
all these true.
I saw it on this police podcast how to wrestle an
I
alligator.
just want to know where you go to get this advice. Like, what do they tell you about sharks? I don't know. I've never been
Is there a
to.
class?
Dude,
What did they tell you about
The
sharks?
Marine Institute.
yeah.
down there?
I mean, you
I-
watch it on these.
One of my buddies at work.
Shark Week.
One of my buddies at work. His girlfriend got him, surprised him with a trip to swim with sharks.
That's not a surprise. That's, I'm ready
She
for my
also took out
next
an insurance
relationship.
plan
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it.
He's a SWAT.
What a
dude.
surprise.
He's a SWAT dude, you
Yeah.
know, alpha male, so he can't say no. So now he's in there with sharks. I said, bring a knife, man. I mean, why not? You never know. I'm not saying stab sharks. You're gonna feed the sharks and everything. They're supposedly docile, but I would bring a knife. You never know. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You never know. But that's what I
Well,
got.
also, I mean, your thrust isn't as.
A knife is it?
In the water. You're
Yeah, in the
saying that
water, you
there's
try to.
resistance.
The shark's gonna see, like, dude, that's a knife.
Yeah.
And then whip you in the
You're,
face.
Yeah.
you're picturing it like slow mo.
Yeah, you go in for the. Yeah, dude.
Orale way.
Yeah.
Orale word.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
The Puerto Rican with a knife. All right, let's go. Let's go to the
What's the,
second
next,
one.
what's the next video you want? You want the
All right,
race
is-
cars?
Anyone.
Pick one.
So this is what I saw. Wait, let's preface this video. I'm a gamer. You like playing video
I
games?
do not. No, my last system was Nintendo
All right, we're
64.
gonna pull this video right back
All right,
down.
put it
No,
down.
I'm,
Sorry
I'm
about
a
that.
gamer, and I'm against the video games cause violence movement. You know what I mean?
The big famous video
But
game.
this
called-
game here it's Frogger. Is essentially Frogger.
You're running away from the cops.
Yeah, it's 2 lanes. It's only one-way highway, right? And the goal is to get away from the cops. But it's Frogger, so you got to go around into oncoming traffic.
These
and
are
then-
the type of addicting games. Like,
Wow.
Yeah. Look at
Just
this.
staring at.
Boom! He crashes into
an
an ambulance.
The person was trying to get to the hospital.
So those of you that are listening in Radio Land, it's a 2-way highway, one going one direction, another going another direction, and your goal is to get away from the cops, but there's slow traffic in front of you, so you have to go around them. And I don't know, I'm not a big hip hop creates violence, you know? I'm not a big fan of that.
wait, it's not like.
But
you know,
what about this game? What do you think about this game? What?
Well, I'm not a cop. I'm more interested in what you guys think about this
What
shit.
message are
Actually
you
looks fun as hell.
sending? What message are you sending to people?
I mean, look, dude. I think there's just, for lack of better terms, there's just dumb people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I personally, even as a kid, I wouldn't do this, and then one day, you know, maybe I'm doing 10 over the speed limit, and there's a cop behind me, and I go, well, I was pretty good at getting away in that one fucking game. Maybe I can just outrun him in the desert. You know, I got away from when I was 8. Maybe I could do it again.
Yeah.
You know, but again, there is different levels of intelligence in our society, and maybe there is that one person that says, you know, you don't know how people perceive these things.
I don't know.
But I'm kind of with you. I don't think hip hop songs
Nah, I'm not.
affect.
Video games.
Yeah, if you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know.
So here's another thing to add to that recipe is that if you're a pilot, how do you practice?
The simulation.
It's essentially a video game.
Yeah.
So maybe you're pretty good at this because you played enough video games. I feel as though is that if you're practicing enough, you're just like training your mind to be like, all right, this is where I dodged the. Okay, now I gotta go back to.
I definitely feel like on my way home this evening, I will probably be able to get in and out of cars a little faster. We got the Tesla.
Can you do the other thing where you see maybe the message is wrong? Maybe it should have been the cop chasing the
guy?
What do you mean?
Maybe
cop
the
is chasing
actual
the guy.
game should have been you being the cop following the
and you're going after
the guy. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so. All right.
Maybe just the messaging.
The other
is
problem is the mixed message that you have no idea the lengthy paperwork that entails on that many.
Well, now you're getting
that
technical.
many accidents.
Yeah.
Like I
you're
mean,
seeing this in a more logistical.
I want to know what one-way highway are they on that there's so much traffic. Look at that. There's even school buses, ambulances, a lot going
That's
on.
clear
What I
somewhere.
want to know is it looks like it's nighttime. Why is there still a school bus out there? Like
Night school, man.
school.
Night
Okay.
Yeah, what is that pervert doing driving that
All right.
bus?
Okay, so
That's what we want to know.
Police
All
and
right.
internet. I saw that. I was
Good
like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this.
What's the name of the game?
No idea.
No,
Okay.
I found this.
Oh, this is a good.
I found.
This is a good.
I found this one on the internet.
Yeah,
Can
it's
you
a good
play
one.
the audio on that? Is there audio? Yeah, you got it muted.
I'll take my mute off.
So I just want to go. Let's go character by character.
go technical
and
on
what
this?
you're- Like you go ahead and give us play by play what this cop is doing.
Yeah. That.
Hey,
Is that because all cops sound like rednecks?
Hey,
Or-
get your. Actually, that wasn't in the original video. I added that shit.
yeah.
Later. Yeah, well, when I get her over there, like, it doesn't, you got to play.
Every time he explains what it is, I just want to hear. You know what? You know what's a good idea? Let's do. And then you preface. I know it was Hialeah was attached in there. I don't know if cops in Hialeah.
Where did it say Hialeah?
Something. I think Hialeah was.
Cops in Hialeah? Is that what he said?
Like that? I don't know.
What I want to know is, why do you guys... You guys could maybe almost kind of get hit by a car when you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do you guys block the cars with your bodies like that? Obviously, this is exaggerations of the real thing, but I've seen cops, like you said, just kind of use their body like you're gonna have to hit me. And I just thought that was funny to do it. And
Okay. Who's this guy?
this is a no looker, dude. I'm not a cop. I'm just chilling here. But wait a second, fuck. I got you, Bobby. I got you. Pull over.
And then let's pause it there. And then you dropped the
Yeah, I
radar.
don't got time for that.
I'm
I'm gonna make this arrest.
Need your hands
If your windows are down, I'm jumping in, dude. I'm arresting you in full speed.
Got you. All right.
next
I
one.
just wanted to figure out what that was.
Yeah. This.
Boom.
Yeah.
Spike strip.
You gotta throw the spikes. Yeah.
Something happened after that spike strip. What happened after that?
Dude, what was meant to happen, dude? I gotta slow down that car.
Yeah.
So obviously, this is me as a cop. I gotta do what I gotta do to keep the public safe,
Yeah.
dude.
I saw the spike strip.
Yeah.
And I was like, he just threw a spike strip at a speeder.
Yeah.
It was just a speeder.
It was just we need to
Beware.
You
in
gotta-
your jurisdiction, you're throwing spike strips.
I would. That's me though, because I'm
I'll
at a
take
different
it.
professional level.
What else we got? What are you doing here? What's this?
I was taking a little selfie, obviously for the
Boom.
bitches, and then there's a guy on a bike. I don't know if that's legal or not. Well,
Oh, wait.
Well,
It's
yeah,
just two different scenarios.
yeah, it's two different. The first one, obviously.
Stance here. What stance is that?
No, wait, no. He's gonna go back. That's
All right,
not.
go
That's
back a little bit.
It's
Okay,
a different.
okay,
It's a
okay.
different one.
Yeah, the first one
Yeah.
obviously was someone on a bike that I just felt was a little suspicious. Like, we all drive.
Bam.
You know what I'm saying? We should be driving. And then just the way he looked, it was obviously one of those pink, like, little kid bikes.
Yeah, because
And you're
I
like,
heard that.
You're like 55.
You're
You know,
55
shouldn't be
years
on
old.
the. I don't like the way that looks. I'm gonna pull you over.
You got tassels and stuff.
I don't like it,
What was
dude.
the
You got
story
a horn.
that the guy gave you? That he was on the bike. Did you
He
remember?
said we needed to go buy diapers and do the whole
daughter's
dad
bike,
thing. Yeah, it was one of his
yeah.
older daughter's bikes. So I didn't like it. I arrested him. I gave him 5 years.
All right.
Give him 5 years.
Yeah.
Dale.
I will finish.
Whoa.
This-
Hey. Whoa.
you like the death roll there that I did.
You
Swat-
tend to
swat
drop things. I noticed that.
Well, because
You're like bang bang shot. Was that
Yeah.
the radar or somebody shot at you?
no, that was a gun.
That was a gun.
That
You
was a
shot,
gun. Yeah, I
dropped.
took the gun out. Well, because the thing is that, I did the spike, and that was a little messy.
Yes.
But a shot
Yes.
kind of just it just changes it changes the dynamic.
It makes the person want to stop.
Yeah.
2 shots, moving vehicle.
Well, the
you
first
felt as though you needed. I didn't need this gun anymore because you placed your.
the first shot was a warning shot.
Warning shot.
Second one's at the wheel.
At the wheel.
Yeah.
Warning shot, real shot.
Yeah.
It was very bang bang. It's a
Yeah.
fast
You don't
warning
need to
shot.
you don't need to describe how long between each shot in the
There's no
in the-
statute for
yeah.
actual.
No.
The fact
rule
is that there was a warning shot.
On report on paper, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a warning shot. Second one goes to the wheel, dude.
Long
and I think
pause.
I think I handled that. You guys are cops, obviously. How was the
Standard procedure.
Okay. I knew I was on something there. I was on the right path. What's this one here?
You didn't have to go to school for it.
No.
What's this? Oh.
So obviously I'm a Hialeah cop.
What's this?
So,
Was that
well,
the same one or different?
this
What's
one.
this? What's this?
I don't remember this one. Play
Play it all the way
for me.
through. Play it all the way through. What do we
Yeah,
got?
I'm just gonna back it up a little bit.
What we got? He's back
I'm
here.
I'm gonna get fucking arrested after these videos.
Just where is Jack? There you go. What has he got that? Okay. Oh. Okay. Go. What do you got there? What was going through your mind?
The first one was obviously, so some people see the cop car, they don't respect it.
Nah.
So I kind of did like a bush thing where I hide all the way in the back there, like under like a
You're
bush
off
or
in
whatever.
distance away.
And so I see that they don't respect the car, but now they're gonna respect me aggressively running towards
Oh,
them.
so the
And-
car was a decoy.
Yeah.
I tell you
But
what,
the moment they don't slow, I could tell they don't respect the car, but now they're gonna respect me jumping on the hood.
Boom, there I am.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
so
so
the jumping
the-
on the hood is part of it.
The
Yeah,
hood is the car.
Well, no. Now I'm for real jumping on my hood, but that's just for dramatic purposes because I want to tell people I don't fuck around.
Okay.
I want to show them if I'm willing. If I'm willing to risk my life like that, what am I gonna do to you?
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? If I catch you.
Oh, sorry. That's
What's
an alarm.
that? That's an alarm.
Let me just mute that
All
real
right.
quick while I kill this.
All right. Well,
Start the timer.
Your
I think we're done.
quota
Are we
timer.
done with the? Do you have any more?
Yeah, I mean, I have that one robbery one, but
Actually,
I think this was good.
really quick. Play that last part there.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So
No. You gotta rewind it a little.
no. After that. Oh, you stopped it right there.
stopped it.
Okay. So what happened was at the end of the video. An actual cop, I guess somebody called him. Like, who's this fucking psychopath sliding on the hood with what appears to be a gun?
Yeah.
So an actual cop, you'll see him at the end of that video driving, starts circulating a little bit. Like, who's this lunatic
guy?
in the middle of the field?
Oh man, haters gonna hate, man. They're gonna call.
And he
cops.
parked right in front of me.
Yeah.
Get your.
So, congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
You just survived the
That was-
policing. I don't even know if you could survive it. That's the thing. Policing the internet.
Can your career survive
I like
this?
that. No, it was fun.
Inaugural segment of policing the internet.
Thank you for letting me be the first, dude.
Insert applause on that. We're going to take a short, quick, very fast break and get
Okay.
to the last segment where we're going to talk about the improv, the big show coming up, and things that are happening.
Sounds good.
Things that are happening where I can find you.
Do I get like for being part of this like a badge or anything or any of that?
mug.
You get a mug.
Just a mug?
You get a mug, but the mug, you know.
Can I show that to anybody if they pull me over?
I
know what?
I would do the old, hey officer,
And just drink from it like,
how's it going? Like, oh my God, you watched the Donut Shop podcast?
yeah, there's alcohol in the cup, but
No alcohol. It's water. That I would
Look
drink.
at huh?
Water.
Just what? Yeah.
Non-alcoholic beverages.
Gotcha.
All right?
Gotcha.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? Just wanted to tell you about our friends over at D&B Tile. There's 6 locations across South Florida that can take care of everything that you need, from accessories, installation materials, marble, and of course, the best tile. Start by looking at their website, dbtile.com. And first responders, when you go in there, mention Donut Shop Podcast for 15% off your purchase. Now back to the show.
And we're back.
You always do that shit when you're back.
He's
I like
right.
that.
He
You should
doesn't-
get a what's that called? Soundbite.
We're back. I had one. I used to have one on the old podcast
sorry,
with
man.
Ben, and it was Arnold Schwarzenegger clip things.
I'm
that
back.
we would say.
Yeah.
So it'll be a whole bunch of things. Anyways, going back. Let's talk.
Yes, Nicholas.
Let's talk. So now you're doing your thing.
Trying, dude.
You sold out. Congratulations. Sold
Thank you
out.
very much.
The Improv. Is this your first time headlining at the Improv?
This is my first time headlining at the Improv. Yes.
And you sold out.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I was telling you, to ground myself, it is during COVID times.
I was trying to get.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, dude, I'm a realist when it comes to this shit.
Yeah.
But, however, like I told you, there's still people hitting me up for tickets, so I could only imagine if we had full capacity, we would sell out too.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my team.
Yeah.
I thank the Improv for the opportunity, and we're gonna rock it on Wednesday, man.
Listen, in 5 years, you're like, yeah, the first show I headlined, I sold out. No one's gonna ask you about COVID. There might be a little
Right,
asterisk
right,
if
right,
they go
right,
back
right.
and Google. It might be a little asterisk.
Yeah.
A little.
Well, I mean, we did. I did this show at Curtis Mansion. You guys have you heard of Curtis Mansion?
I saw some of the clips.
We did a show there, and that was a free show. I wanted to reintroduce people back into going out, but I wanted to create like a cool experience. And Curtis Mansion is a spot it's an actual mansion, it's a mini mansion in Miami Springs that was bought by a guy named Glenn Curtis. And there's this whole myth to it that it was haunted, that he died there or whatever. Really, he died like of tuberculosis in New York. But whatever, I learned that later. But there's this whole that it's haunted. It's a haunted mansion.
Yeah.
So it was right around October. So I wanted to create that experience, and we quote unquote sold it out too, to our expectations and to the COVID capacity. But people were there and enjoyed it. And I'm like, you know what, dude? Let's try now. Let's try to do the Improv. And sure enough, man, thank God it.
Not to knock the Improv, because I got love for the Improv. I've done shows when I was a comedian doing stuff. I love the Improv.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as a realist, you sold out the Curtis Mansion, right? And I'm sure if you did at the Donut Shop podcast and you did a show, you would sell out.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? So I think wherever you go, the crowds will follow because of the following that you had. Again, I didn't when I was doing it, I didn't have that
Yeah.
I can do social media, and bypass all the you got to get a MC, what's it called, MC, right?
An opener, feature, yeah.
MC, then you become a feature, and then you become the headliner.
Right.
Like I could just go right to becoming a headliner now because it's butts. As a business person, they don't care. You're funny. You're not funny. They want to see butts and seats.
For me, it's always been though. Like I always have because of the fact that I'm a student of this, and I watch as much content on Kyle. You brought up Jim Carrey, Robin Williams. Even before that, Richard. Carlin. There's still an element for me that bow downs to the process.
Legitimize
to that old school process. Yeah, dude. There's a bit of me that if you want to get on Carson,
yes,
on late night, work your way up, and then of course, there's another part of me that adapted, and I quickly realized I don't just have to be funny on stage. You could be funny in a sketch, and people carry that in their pocket, and that goes sometimes even farther than whatever you did on stage, But I just always wanted to be well-rounded enough where when the online audience does come out to a show, they're going to get more or less what they've seen online and not some watered down, he could do it for 15 minutes, for 2 minutes on social media, but he fucking sucked on stage. Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah, I never wanted to be in that predicament.
That's a big predicament to be in because some people are good at doing vines and all that stuff. I'm like, let me see you hold your own and fucking. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit loose now. We're in the last segment. In an hour. Let me see you hold your own, buddy.
It's way different. Yeah. It's way different, and I think that's what really separates. And for me, it kind of messed with me because of the fact that I started getting people out there that had just known me from social media.
Yeah.
So in my head, it kind of messed with me because I'm like, I wasn't this polished 20-year-in-the-game comic where I feel like, oh, yeah, you're going to get me on stage and it's going to be even better than For me, it was like they were both growing at the same time, except social media took off more.
Yeah.
So it actually messed with me. It actually messed with me enough to keep me away from the stage for a bit.
It's tough. It's tough because creating stuff on social media is its own game, man. And then creating an solid hour of material. You need to be in open mics 3-4 times a night. A week. And 2 shows a night sometimes to perfect your craft. If you want to call it perfect your craft. But social media is another thing where you need to be on top of your game. You need to be, we got to edit this. We got to shoot this. This is a funny idea. Let's be on top of that.
Right.
So it's a lot.
And you write for them differently.
Yeah.
Sketch is presented a lot differently than on a bit on stage.
Yeah.
Not completely different, but the delivery is going to be a little different. And I've learned that the hard way. In fact, a show that I did not so long ago, I had Neri. We had talked about Neri. Shout out to Neri. He was he had just gone up, or he was about to go up, and whatever. We're sitting together, and I told him, "Look, I'm gonna do 10 minutes or whatever. Can you record my set? Just and so I did it. And when I got off, I just asked him what do you think or whatever. And the one thing he'd tell me that you always got to take these things. Not every criticism, not everything is negative. He said when you were going into your bit about I was doing 2 different people on stage, in my mind, I'm doing it like if there's 2 cameras facing me.
Yeah.
So the way I would do it is with the mic, I'll do the lady, and then I'll do the guy.
Yeah.
And then I'll do the lady. And it
good.
wasn't until that moment that he was like, you don't have to do the camera angles because people get it if you just change your voice. I know that.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I wasn't aware that I was doing it.
Yeah.
Of course, if I go like this, I'm losing everybody on this side. And if I turn back this way, it could be as subtle as just changing your voice. Chappelle does it all the time.
Yeah.
Comics do it all the time. It could be as subtle as just changing your voice.
I see what you're saying as far as the crowd. I think it's to help you better believe that you're doing the other character because you're turning
your brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're more doing
because for me, I'm still like in silent movie mode.
Yes.
Where I have to, but because it looks funnier on camera.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm not realizing that the person that's right there didn't
Yeah.
see my eyes do this because I could just do it with my
They
voice.
don't get the eyes if the eyes are part of it.
Or just it could be a little more subtle than how I was doing it. And it's not that it revolutionized the way I'm doing it. I'm just like, it's interesting that, oh, that's a thought. That's a thought that I
course.
could, but because I come from the sketch world,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Where I really do get into the character, even the mannerisms.
Yeah.
But I could just simply, at times, do just the voice.
Yeah.
And they get it, that there's a change, you know?
I mean, shout out to Neri. You the man. You the man.
No, no,
and
no.
Neri's gonna come on the podcast.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Shout out to Neri, man.
Yeah, I want him to come on. So, but I mean, I think it's. Did it affect the punchline? Did it affect the effectiveness?
That's the thing. It's not whether it affected it or not. Like, it's just an interesting tool to have now.
be aware of.
To
Yeah, you just
understand,
need a
like,
second set of eyes.
yeah, it's.
somebody that can reach out.
I
to
don't think
you.
it affected it,
Yeah.
but as a colleague, you know, he was like, you know, what's interesting is that, you know, you feel like you had to dive 110 into even the positioning.
Yeah.
When the audience is right in front of you, and I do this often. Again, writing for stand-up is a little different. If you don't fill them in, and it's happened to me before, verbally,
Yeah.
about the scene,
Yes.
you'll lose them.
Yeah. Like, what is this guy talking about?
Sometimes I get so into my head about the character that I get to the punchline,
Yeah.
and people are like, "Oh, that's good," but I forget that it might
forget the
work
setup.
online because
Yeah.
it has a title and it
Yes.
has the clip art or whatever. It
Yeah.
has things to prep it.
Yes.
But in stand up, it's just
noises aren't
it's
there.
just you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you don't let people in on what this premise is, even if you do the whole,
Yeah.
just because you missed just prepping it up, they'll be a little lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's little things like that you know I've learned or am learning to make my stand up better. You know?
So, sold out. So I can't get tickets, but I got tickets to the Mario Ramil show.
That's right.
I like to roll the R's.
Okay.
Okay. What do I expect, man? What am I gonna see? What am I gonna see?
Oh, you gotta go, man. That's
What
for-
am I gonna
that's-
see?
that's
What am I
for
gonna
sure.
see? Am I gonna see singing? Am I gonna see dancing? Are you the only act? What's popping? What's
Well, no, I
popping?
got some friends that are, you know, I got Luis Diaz that I was telling you about.
Okay.
He's opening. I got Manny Garavito.
Okay.
He runs a lot of the open mics in downtown, and then I got Cisco. He's gonna.
My dog.
He's featuring, I guess, if you will, and then
Okay.
and then the show, the actual show is me. There's a little bit of everything, dude. You know what I loved. Did you guys ever see the Dave Chappelle block party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it was like
Oh yeah, where they had
infused with
yeah.
Kanye
Yeah,
and
stuff,
dude,
yeah.
that stuck with me. So I loved how Chappelle kind of ingrained himself with hip hop and the
Yeah.
culture and
Yeah.
that always stuck with me. And so during these times where it's kind of somber and kind of, you know,
The world needs comedy.
it's crazy right now.
Loosen up.
I said I want to portray not just the stand-up in that way, but I want it to be a whole show. I want it to be an experience, which is what we did at Curtis.
Yeah.
So I got my some buddies of mine, two hats. They're some local DJs, and that's what they do. They do this Medianoche show where they pass out fucking Medianoche sandwiches and coffee at 12 o'clock at night in a Blackbird.
Yeah,
and so that's their look. And so they invited me to a show, and I just liked the whole thing. And I go, I want to do something with you guys.
Yeah.
I want to infuse the music world and the comedy world. I do the podcast. I told my brother we should somehow throw that in there too.
Yeah.
I do music. I want to fucking give my audience some
Play
music
instruments?
too. I play instruments.
What do you play?
Drums, bass, guitar.
You all about it.
I produce. You know, I've been producing since I was 12.
Yeah. You made the.
No, that's not my beat.
Who's that?
No, that's actually that's a Facebook copywritten.
I noticed you don't
copywritten.
play. You don't play it anymore, or no?
I do. Yeah. It became kind of like the outro for my music. Anyway, that's a dope beat. But yeah, I mean, I've produced since I was a kid on First Fruity Loops and Ableton.
Oh shit.
And so I just love creating, dude.
Yeah.
I love creating, and that's what you get when you go to the show. You know, I'm still working on it, but it's a little bit of everything you've seen me do
Yeah.
live.
Interesting. So after the improv, because you sold out,
Yeah.
where are we gonna see you at, man?
Well, I'm working on a Tampa show.
Okay.
Hopefully we could get that going by December.
All right.
You know, what's interesting is that and you guys know through your analytics that you sometimes see people that you're like, damn, they listen to me in fucking Turkey. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so aside from that, I've actually had people reach out and say, come here, come there. So now it's like, now that 2020 has been such a crazy year and it's almost been like it's now or never.
Yeah.
You've seen how many things could be taken away, and I'm like, dude, I'm all in now. I'm all in. So all those people that were telling me, I'm cashing in now. Like, I'm cashing out. Like, yo, you want to see me in Tampa? I'm gonna fucking be. There better not be two borrachas out there. Everyone in Tampa that said, you should come to Tampa, come out to the show. I'm gonna try. Well, depending on the lockdown, but New York. I have a decent fan base in New York that keeps telling me come out to New York. All right, I'm gonna come out.
Yeah.
So Tampa, New York, California, Texas are the next places I want to take this.
Are you doing it on a private, or are you doing it through the improv?
I'm still working on that. Obviously doing the improv now. Hopefully that opens some corporate doors. But again, I'm all about experiences. So I really like just getting a dope ass like this. For me, would be dope if we just put a stage there and do it in front of this brick wall and fill this shit up, fill the garage up with people. Like, that's an experience.
It's a studio. It's a studio.
The studio. Right, I'm sorry. No, it's like you have a very basement-like is what I'm saying. It looks very you know what I'm saying? Like
Weed whackers.
prep it, prep it like so you get an experience. This is not an improv, it's not a theater, it's something different. And so I think that creates a different emotion in you. And you process it differently and you walk away feeling like, damn, that was a night.
That
that
without a doubt.
That was a weird experience, know? I like that. So if the corporate world calls and then we can make some connects, then I would love to do that too. But if we could do a cigar factory, that was one of the things that they had presented to me. If we could do a haunted house, if we could do,
But it's awesome that you don't, and I love the improv and I love all the comedy circuits out there. You don't need them. You just need chairs and some seats. And you sell out on your own. It's
Chappelle's doing it in the field in Ohio.
Well, yeah.
right
I mean,
now.
that's the beautiful thing about comedy, or music. I mean, the arts. I mean, if you're truly passionate about it and you just want to get it out, you don't need a theater. You don't need the best. We talk about it with podcasts, the highest resolution camera, red camera. You don't need, these $2,000 Dre beats. You just need your prop your phone up, go live.
Content is king.
Get a boombox. I remember hearing Chappelle would do that in New York or something. Get a boombox and a mic and stand in Central Park and just sling jokes.
And just talk to people.
If that's if you're truly passionate about it and you're not in it for the wrong reasons, you could do this anywhere.
I agree.
You could do it anywhere.
I'll probably never get another gig at the improv ever.
Not after this. No.
Like, you need us. I love you, Melissa.
No. Shout out to
Justin.
Melissa, man. Yeah,
love
shout
you
out
guys.
to them, man. Again, they've told me a few times, like, hey, man, we'll love to get you in here. And for a long time, I didn't feel ready. I still don't feel ready, but I'm telling you, like this year, I mean, for all of us, has been kind of an eye opener. And so I'm like, you know what? It's now or never.
Go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it, man. Be the yes man. That's why I was like, I don't know if you're going to do the show. It's like a policey show. And like, yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, he's a yes man. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, obviously I know a bit about your background and it's how you portray it as well. This seemed not so policey. I mean, at any point did you guys bring out any paperwork or... any badges.
Moving on. We got to move in. We got them.
But you know what I'm saying?
Go
Like,
ahead and serve the warrant.
It's a podcast that happens to have two cops, and talk about real shit, and every now and then sprinkle some comedy or videos or whatever. I mean, I'm all about, collabing together and creating something nice, man. And this is something different, and I love that.
Awesome. Well, with that being said, I think we've. Is that?
I restarted it.
Oh, okay. Another hour?
No, I give it like 10 minutes.
Shit, you got more videos?
With that being said,
more alligator videos?
I think we're good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Friend of the podcast. Have you back on?
I would love to, man.
Awesome.
I got to get you guys
Hold on now.
on mine.
Hold on now. Don't make promises you can't keep now.
No. I mean,
But
you guys.
But wait, put it out.
Here you go.
But so where are they going to find? Where are they going to find everything? You
I
gotta-
apologize.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to explain everywhere
Plug
that you
it,
can
plug
find social
Plus,
media.
we're gonna put all your handles and everything down in the YouTube stuff. Promote this on Instagram, but go ahead and
Yeah.
shout your stuff out where they can find you. They want to learn more about you. Go.
Well, everything's under Mario Ramil. But
Spell it.
simply, certain things change. Instagram is Mario_Ramil, RAMIL, Ramil.
Flash it up there.
Facebook, Mario Ramil Comedy. And then everything else is Mario Ramil. You can just look up Mario Ramil, you'll find it.
Very active. What's your target on your podcast? Like, what's your? You're just like, yeah, you interesting. Come on. What's the?
Yeah,
guest
dude.
like?
Yeah, I don't try to have notes. I don't try to have because I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done it with Inside the Sewing Room, what I used to do before, where it was very, very Jay Leno-y. I had a monologue or what I thought was a monologue and notes, and I researched a lot before the guests got there about their lives and this and that. With this one, it's obviously there's some sort of interest with who comes on.
Yeah.
But for the most part, for example, we had Billy Corbin, director of Cocaine Cowboys.
Not a fan of cops.
Hates. He hates.
Anyways. But anyways.
Right. Well, let's talk to him. Why do you hate cops? What do you have the conversation?
If
right.
this studio wasn't in its location that it is, I would like to have him on to
Talk to him.
him.
I think you should.
Yeah, but I don't know about this location. When we
let's go to him.
when we grow out of our location, I
Okay.
don't mind having him on and sitting him down and say, hey man, what's the deal? What's the deal with you and cops?
Our first, one of the questions I asked him was, one of the first questions was, would you ever do a paranormal documentary? Do you believe in that?
Yeah.
Not something they've asked him. When I had Juice from Heads Up Barbershop, he's a official Marlins barber.
Yeah.
He's big in his
the
world.
barbershop that's in the stadium.
The barbershop
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
actually in the stadium.
Yeah.
I asked him about when he was close friends with Jose Fernandez.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah.
It's not something they really ask him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the conversations I want to have with DJ Laz. People like to talk about music and this and that. I asked him about his brother who passed away.
Yeah.
We talked about that. So that's really the whole premise of the show. It's if we get you in there, it's not a talk. You guys are cops,
Yeah.
It's not talk so much about cop stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere different. Maybe things that people haven't heard. Even the comedy thing, that's cool. But let's somewhere different.
Yeah,
How was
yeah.
your childhood?
Yeah.
Or why did you get into comedy?
Damn,
What
I
happened
didn't
early
ask
on?
you any of those
Who's the
questions.
uncle that that touched you weird? Little things like that that you will never find on any other.
Yeah.
If they search you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the podcast, really. Just come on and let's have a conversation. Sometimes it gets stale.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a guest and they're one-word answers, and you're like, oh, fuck, I
Absolutely.
wasn't even ready for the next question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I also want to get better at just the conversation of it,
Yeah.
the improv of it, because you could take that on stage. Sometimes
Do crowd work or no?
I try.
Yeah.
I try. I try to be as organic up there as I possibly can. The jokes are just a plus. I just try. For example, there's going to be a lot of people that went to the Curtis show.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a completely different set,
Yeah.
but I want to create a different experience. So even if I sprinkle the same jokes in there, I want to do some crowd work. I want to talk about whatever. I want to, even if it doesn't even go that well, I want to create a different atmosphere every show.
I don't want this to keep going because I could talk for hours. But
Yeah,
do
yeah,
you?
yeah.
do
I'm
you-
sorry.
But no. But do you? I used to hate doing the same jokes. I don't know. Because I'm a guy I need to create another.
Did you write?
Jokes?
Did you physically write?
I would write down in my thing, and then I would walk back and forth like I was talking to myself before the
And go
show,
through 'em.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I would go up. I wouldn't even sit in the green room. I'm outside in
Nerves.
front. No, I'm outside in front. Then I'll get up on stage, go up, and this guy's on cocaine or something because I was on another level. I just
Can you
became
still
something
got
else.
that stamina to do that?
I probably, but I stepped. I'm like, let me step away. But anyways, going back is like, I didn't like to be the same, and you seem as though on the same kind of wavelength. Is like, you got I can do a good set and have a good 5 jokes, knock out a good 10, 15 minutes, whatever, however many jokes it is. But at the end of the day, that doesn't make me happy. I get nothing out of it. You know, I like.
Well, yeah, I opening for certain people and driving to certain gigs and staying there for a weekend, and seeing other comics do the same set.
Yeah.
And it was very by the book.
Yes.
For me, it's torturous. That's like, dude, that's a script. That's
Yeah.
like when I got into acting and I really got on a show
Yeah.
and I saw this script,
Murder Gardens.
I was like, it was a different, that was a movie, but
Yeah.
when you get the script and they tell you like, no, it's fucking Hamlet and those are the words,
Yeah.
you almost feel like, damn, anyone could be this vessel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously there's different ways you could deliver it, but for me, the art comes from being dynamic with the way you present your
Yes.
comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say you shouldn't have a set, obviously,
Yeah.
because you want to tour that. You need jokes.
Yes,
you need
yes.
jokes. But I like to think that, I like to get to a place where I feel so comfortable where I could deviate from a joke for 10 minutes and then find my way back to the next bit
next
and
bit,
then get
yeah.
in there. But you could only do that if you're comfortable with the bits you already have.
Yeah, you have to establish what you have, and then
Because
you
I
can-
used to panic. I didn't even know if I had 5 minutes when I headlined Magic City Casino.
Yeah.
And I did 45 minutes. But because I never sat down and was like, this is a bit, this is a bit, this is a bit.
No.
I always had like titles or whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I realize now that that's what gets me nervous because I never felt prepared.
Yeah,
I never had, those are things you learn.
it's true. That could be the whole thing why I was like, all right, and I would go over like this, and this, because I was like, I like to do other things. It would be this, and this, and this, and this. But the next time I went up, it was this, and this, that, this, that, this, and this. I
Well,
want to add this. And
I
that,
think
and
to
this.
grow, you have to do that.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
because unless you take a chance,
These are my 5 jokes. and
if
that's
you
it.
do the same 5 jokes for the past 20 years, and there's a lot of comics that are like that,
Yeah.
and they kill.
Yeah.
But you yourself, as a person, like if you're not growing and throwing out a joke you think might work, but it's so weird
Yeah.
that it might not work the first night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what? On the 5th, 6th night, it might fucking kill harder than any other shit you've had. But unless you worked on it and were like and told yourself like, yo, I'll take the bomb.
Yeah.
Have the guts to do that, you're not going to grow as a comic.
Yeah.
You're not. And I think that's with everything. If you don't take a chance, you're just going to stay kind of stagnant,
I agree. Well, then again, I'm not in comedy anymore. Hey, I got a podcast.
Maybe you will,
But
though,
I got a
bro.
podcast.
And this is sort of like that, too, dude.
Yeah.
This is sort of like that.
No, and without a doubt, I mean, and I don't want to pigeonhole this podcast into police stuff. That's why we have comics on and stuff.
Right.
And I want to broaden our horizons. So I don't mind taking a chance. And maybe this doesn't do the greatest numbers, but maybe it does. Who knows? At the end of the day,
Yeah.
I had a good time. You had a good
Yeah,
time.
great time.
Thank you.
Great
for coming on.
time.
Salute
Officers,
again.
thank you very much for having me, man.
Is this another toast?
I think so. It's been like the 8th one this time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, I like the way you're drinking. Drinking it.
Dude, since man, he tipped off all the last time I didn't hold it like that.
Calling all units. Donut Shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.